Welcome to day 8 of Life a User's Manual. I am Marinella, and today we are diving into something that every single one of us faces: fear. Fear is one of the most powerful emotions, but it's often misunderstood. Today we are going to explore how fear can actually be one of your greatest allies in transforming your life. Fear tends to have a bad reputation, right? We've been conditioned to see it as something negative, something we need to avoid or overcome. But what if I told you that fear, when approached with the right mindset, is not a roadblock, but a doorway to growth, change, and even personal transformation? Fear arises when we are about to step into the unknown, when we are about to make a change, or when we are being challenged to evolve. It's a sign that something important is happening, something that has the potential to move you beyond your current limitations. Think about the times in your life when you were most afraid. Maybe it was taking a new job, starting a relationship, or even ending one. Those moments, thought filled with fear, often brought about the most significant growth. Fear is the universe's way of pushing you toward expansion. So, how do we transform fear? First, we need to change the way we think about it. Fear is not your enemy, it's a guide. It's pointing you towards something in your life that needs attention, something that, once faced, can lead to profound healing and transformation. In my own life, fear has been a constant champion. It's been I've been afraid of failing, of being vulnerable, of not being enough. But every time I choose to face those fears instead of running from them, I discovered new strength within myself. Every time I moved through the fear, I grew stronger, more aligned with my purpose, and more connected to who I truly am. It's not about eliminating fear, it's about dancing with it. When you feel fear, ask yourself, what is this fear showing me? Where is this fear leading me? There are different types of fear, and recognizing which type you are dealing with can be helpful. Fear of the unknown. This is one of the most common fears. We fear what we cannot predict or control. But life is all about stepping into the unknown. The key here is trust, trusting yourself, the process, and the universe. Fear of failure. This one holds a lot of people back from pursuing their dreams. But here is the truth: failure is a part of success. You cannot have one without the other. Every failure is a lesson, and those lessons build the foundation for future success. Fear of rejection. This often shows up in relationships, work, or when we put ourselves out there. But remember, rejection is sim- simply redirection. The universe is steering you towards something better, something more aligned with your true path. Fear of change. We crave stability, but life is always in motion. Change is inevitable, and resisting it only creates more suffering. When we embrace change, we open ourselves up to new opportunities and experiences. The shift from fear to empowerment. Here is where the real magic happens. When we stop resisting fear and start embracing it, we shift from a place of disempowerment to empowerment. Fear no longer controls us. Instead, it becomes a tool we use to guide us forward. Take a moment right now to think about something you're afraid of. It could be something big, like changing careers, or something more subtle, like setting a boundary with someone in your life. Now ask yourself, what's the worst that could happen? You might realize that the worst case scenario isn't as bad as you thought. Now, let's flip that. Ask yourself, what's the best that could happen if I move through this fear? When you focus on possibilities instead of limitation, your fear begins to shrink. It loses its power over you. Fear also plays a big role in our relationships. Many of us fear vulnerability, rejection, or abandonment. These fears often prevent us from experiencing deep, meaningful connection with others. When we allow fear to dictate our relationships, we end up withholding our true self, building walls, and keeping others at a distance. But what if we use fear as a tool to deepen our relationship? What if instead of avoiding vulnerability, we leaned into it? Being, being vulnerable is scary, but it's also the only way to form authentic connections. It requires courage, but the rewards, true intimacy, love, and acceptance, are worth it. Let's do a short exercise together. I want you to close your eyes and take a deep breath. Picture the fear you are currently facing. See it in your mind's eye. It might look like a shadow, a wall, or even a door. Now, instead of resisting it, imagine yourself walking toward it. Don't run away. Walk directly into it. See this fear as a doorway, and on the other side is everything you've been hoping for: freedom, success, love, peace. As you walk through the door, notice how your fear dissolves. You realize it was never as big as it seemed. Feel the power of your courage. Say to yourself, I embrace my fear because it leads me to my highest potential. When you are ready, open your eyes and bring that sense of empowerment with you into your day. Fear is one of the biggest blocks to manifestation. When we allow fear to dominate our thoughts and actions, we block ourselves from receiving the very things we are trying to manifest. But when we face our fears and move through them, we align ourselves with the energy of trust and abundance. Remember, the universe responds to the energy you put out. If you are constantly vibrating with fear, you'll attract more situations that reinforce that fear. But when you shift into a place of courage and trust, the universe opens up new opportunities for you to manifest your desires. Today I encourage you to see fear in a new light. It's not something to be avoided or suppressed. It's something to be embraced, something to learn from. When you make fear your ally, you unlock the doors to your highest potential. Tomorrow, we are going to dive into the topic of forgiveness and how letting go can lead to freedom and inner peace. I look forward to see you there. See you tomorrow.